I want to talk to you about Ooma Office, and of course, we are speaking about voice over IP, and this is a service that we want to review into this conversation. So here's a presentation I want you to really pay attention to. So when you think about Ooma Office, what should you think about? Well, I want you to think about a platform that gives you access to a suite of voice over IP features, including multi-device ringing, call transfer, on-hold music. You have digital voicemail, call reports, and automated call routing when you are off business hours. So that's really good. And the cool thing is you won't even need a contract to get started. But they charge you like $19.95. I mean, the pricing starts at $19.95 per user per month. So that's important to really remember. So when you think about Ooma, I want you to think about the efficiency. I want you to think about the scalability. I want you to think about operational efficiency. Really, I mean efficiency in the sense that you have seamless efficiency, because this voice over IP system has a simple interface, making it very easy for you to control communications from anywhere. So you can manage phone calls, send faxes, check your voicemails, and even set routing preferences and alter company contracts on the web admin. So you have a web admin that allows you to really control everything and have autonomy from that point of view. And what we love about Ooma is that basically you are having you have a lot of adaptability. So Ooma regularly adds new features to its service, and it has addressed some of the shortfalls that we see in we see other viewers, other reviewers say. And what the cool thing is that Ooma actually is integrating artificial intelligence and other deep integrations into its software. So that's really good. So really, the thing is that when you think about Ooma, I want you to think about a tool that's constantly evolving. And if you are new, if you are a small business, you will love Ooma. If you're a large business, you'll love Ooma. If you're somewhere in between, like a mid-sized business, you will still love Ooma. And you are able to actually adapt and scale a lot faster with Ooma. So think about voice over internet protocol system, and think about a tool that allows you to have a toll-free numbers and also have a fax extension also. So you are able to have all kinds of capabilities at your disposal. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Let me give you the assessment that you need to really pay attention to here. And I want to talk to you about the pros and cons to have a clear idea what you're getting yourself into if you are basically having a clear idea. Okay. So first of all, the pros. You have competitive monthly pricing. You have a tool that's very easy to use. What we also love the fact that you are free. So you have no contract required. You have 24/7 customer support. Think about that. You have a service that supports analog phones. That's really important. I mean, think about it. You have flexible service that lacks a fixed contract in terms of the credibility, in terms of the scalability. That's really good. You have full featured meetings with no client installation required. You have a tool that has a video calling enabled. That's really cool. You have an easy extension management and call routing. You have a flexible, helpful customer service. We love that a lot. You have you really have a simple setup, especially if you are looking at multiple geographies. So because Ooma is not just available in the States, they are available also in Asia. They're available in Europe. They are available in Africa, and they have full featured meetings with no client installation required, even at the very lowest tier of pricing. That's really good. So overall, when you think about Ooma, I want you to think about ease of use, I want you to think about flexibility, and I want you to think about affordability in some cases. And what about the cons here? You have a somewhat limited integrations. That's something that Ooma has to address. Otherwise, they will lose a lot of market share. They have limited messaging options. There is a $29.95 activation fee. That's really a bummer though, but yeah, it is what it is. Call quality reporting is based on user feedback. And they do lack integrated productivity features. The username and password actually are the only authentication option, which could be a little problematic in some cases. The desktop app requires upgrade in some cases. You do have eFax feature that's tricky to use and not enough SMS options, especially for large enterprises, though it is what it is. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Ooma Office, and the big question is this VoIP platform really worth it or what? I want to talk to you about pricing now. So I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is the pricing for Ooma Office as of the date of this show. We are speaking about voice over IP because when we talk about Ooma Office, we have a lot of products. They do all kinds of stuff, but we are focusing on their voice over IP plans. So you can see the Essentials, the Pro, and the Pro Plus. That's really important to pay attention to. And what we love about this service is that you are able to start at $19.95 per user per month. That's really cool. For that price, you get a wide variety of VoIP features, including call routing, digital voicemail, multi-device ringing, and more. However, the basic plan doesn't include the Ooma Office desktop app, call recording, or voicemail transcription. And for those features, you'll need the Ooma Office Pro plan, the mid-tier plan, okay, which costs about $24.95 as you saw on the screen before. And this plan also adds video conferencing via the desktop app and enhanced robocall blocking, as well as Google and Office 365 integrations. And for a lot more features and not a lot of money, we think this mid-tier plan represents the best value for money. And sitting at the top is actually Pro Plus, which cost $29.95 per user per month. So while it's kind of refreshing to see a fairly small price gap between Ooma's cheapest and most expensive plans, compared with other VoIP rivals where you can expect to pay double for the most expensive, it's not the most feature-filled options out there. The highlights of Pro Plus include call queuing. You have support for hot desking and Salesforce integration. So it is what it is. And for those features, you will need the Ooma Office Pro plan. And so what I want to say here is that you have to really see what really works for you, right? Because the Ooma is pretty flexible in terms of customizing a price for you if you really need it. But it's just one of those things where you have to contact customer service first, so you have a clear idea about what they're asking for the specific needs that you have. I want to talk to you now about the value added. So when we talk about the Ooma, what kind of value added are we speaking about? First of all, it's important to understand that as a user, you get access to the Ooma Office phone service through an Ooma-enabled desktop phone. You can also place and receive calls using your smartphone with the Ooma Office mobile app, and the service also supports SMS text messages. And so one of the key features within Ooma is the ability to create ring groups. This come in handy if you have multiple employees who could answer a specific call. For example, your sales team and your customer service team could each have their own ring group. So when someone actually calls a number associated with that ring group, all phones in the group can ring simultaneously so that anyone can answer right away. So that's really cool. And alternatively, you can set up the ring group so that one phone rings first, and then the call switches to ringing another phone if no one picks up. And this sort of customization we have seen in our research on a relatively cheap service for small businesses is pretty noteworthy. And another value added is that basically Ooma Office has a virtual receptionist service, and that service dovetails nicely with ring groups. With a virtual receptionist, you can play a recorded message for customers when they call your business and present options for different extensions to dial. So that's kind of cool in terms of capabilities. And the virtual receptionist enables customers to dial a specific extension if they are familiar with your company and want to bypass a ring group. Hopefully, you can have different messages played depending on whether a call comes in during or after business hours. And this is important. And what we love about Ooma Office also is that their interface and ease of use is really, really fantastic. Okay, it's incredibly easy to use. You can actually configure your account settings online, and it really only takes a few minutes to add all of your business's users and extensions. And setting up more complex options like ring groups and the virtual receptionist is fast and easy too. And we found that most settings within Ooma Office could be customized. For example, when setting up a ring group, and when setting up ring groups, you can choose how long one phone should ring before the call moves on to the next extension in the group. You can also create an unlimited number of custom recordings for the virtual receptionist. And Ooma Office Pro users will be very happy with the desktop app. It really supports a centralized company directory. And the cool thing is you can launch an audio or video conference with coworkers in just a few clicks. There's also an option to host a company-wide speed dial, although this gets less useful as the number of people in your company grows. So that's kind of important to really keep in mind. I want to continue to talk to you about the value added in terms of the support, customer support you get. And I also want to talk about security. That's really important. Now, Ooma offers 24/7 support for business users by phone, email, and live chat. So that's really cool. The company also has a very thorough online support center, and you will find detailed tutorials for how to set up your phone network, as well as videos walking you through how to use key features like ring groups and the virtual receptionist. So that's really good in terms of flexibility, but also in terms of scalability. We love that a lot. And let's talk now about security. Well, all calls between two devices using Ooma Office are fully encrypted. The service also encrypts video calls. And so now we think still though that Ooma Office could do more to keep your account and communications secure. The platform doesn't offer two-factor authentication, so there is very little to protect your phone network if your password is stolen. In addition, you can password protect video meetings, but you cannot lock a meeting room so that new users cannot enter without being approved first. And as more and more voice over IP companies venture into the video conferencing market, Ooma seems a little left behind in this respect, and they have a lot of catch up to do. If you were to ask us, what about the competition here? Well, the thing here is that you have a lot of players. It's a very crowded field. You have Nextiva as Essential. I mean, we actually reviewed Nextiva on another show, and you also have Zoom, for instance. You have also Google Meet. It really depends on what you're looking for. Okay, and you also have the fact that you have GoToConnect. That's another player. So GoToConnect actually offers a call recording, video conferencing, an incredibly flexible call routing system, and integrations for enterprise scale software like Salesforce. In addition, administrators can access detailed reports about the call volume your business is getting and where those calls are coming from. So the possibilities are really there in terms of giving you the scalability you need anyway. Plus, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Ooma Office, and the big question is this VoIP service really worth it or what? I want to talk to you now about the rivals here. So when we think about Ooma, I really want to dig a little deeper into Nextiva and also Vonage, because you have a lot of two major players that have been kicking a lot of ass in the last few years. And so when we talk about, let's first talk about Nextiva. So when you think about the starting price, Ooma Office is charging you a starting price $19.95 per user per month. Nextiva is charging you $23.95 per user per month. And Vonage is charging you $19.99 per user per month per line, not per user, per line. And you have an activation fee of $29.95 with Ooma, with Nextiva and Vonage, nothing. There is a free trial of 30 days with Ooma Office. There is a 7-day free trial, but there is no free trial with Vonage. Vonage, you have to actually activate right away. Now, is there a contract-free plan available? Yes. In all three cases, yes. Do you have a toll-free number with Ooma and Nexiva? Yes. But for Vonage, this tool is available as an add-on for $49.99 per month. Do you have unlimited calls with Ooma Office, Nexiva, and Vonage? Yes. Do you have a virtual receptionist? Yes, for Ooma and Nexiva, but for Vonage you don't have it. Do you have conference calls? Yes, not a problem. You can activate conference calls. And what about voicemail via email? Well, this possibility is there for Ooma Office and Nexiva, but for Vonage you have an add-on for $4.99 per month. And when we talk about Ooma Office, what are the countries included? Well, US, Canada, Puerto Rico, and Mexico. And for Nexiva, you have US and Canada. And for Vonage, this varies. The whole thing varies by plan. Do you have call encryption? Yes. You have Ooma encrypts calls between Ooma users, and Nexiva offers encryption by request, and Vonage has encryption available. What about desktop availability? Well, the cool thing is that Ooma Office supports use of desk phones, so that's really good. Nexiva supports desktop phones, and for Vonage, the basic plan supports only mobile. So you got to really be clear about what you want before actually getting this service. And what about integrations? Well, Ooma Office integrates really well with Google, Microsoft Calendar, and CRM integrations. Nexiva integrates with Office and CRM software. And Vonage, the integration incurs additional cost. Okay, that's really important to pay attention to that. So before investing in Ooma Office, it's really good to consider how well this VoIP system, voice over IP system, compares with other phone systems in the space. And so from the table that I just went through, you will see that Ooma Office makes cybersecurity a priority. While it is not like Vonage encrypting all calls, it has a prominent edge over Nexiva with its automatic encryption of calls between Ooma users. On Nexiva, you'll need to request encryption. Also, if you're not ready to commit to a voice over IP system, Ooma Office is the way to go since you don't need a contract service agreement to explore its features. But if your business cannot deal with the back and forth that a quick software integration eliminates, it's really best to stick to Nexiva or Vonage. Nexiva allows users to integrate with CRM and other software applications, while Vonage integrates multiple apps. You will only need to pay for it, okay? Also, Nexiva and Ooma allow desk phones rather, but Vonage's basic plan is mobile only. You also have other players. You have Google Voice, you have Vonage, you have Magic Jack, so that's really good to think about. So what is our verdict here? The big question is Ooma really worth it? I mean, big question, small answer, yes. Ooma is worth it. Is Ooma Office legit? Yes, Ooma Office is legit. The big question is Ooma Office right for you or your business? Really depends on a lot of things. Ooma Office is good for you if you run a small business with less than 20 users and need a business communication solution you can afford and easily manage. But the thing is that it doesn't come standard with advanced features like video conferencing, call recording, and transcription that make multiple communication easier. So what happens here is that if you are planning to grow your staff or communication channels in the next month, you might need to opt for another VoIP, voice over IP system, maybe a Google Voice or a Vonage or a Magic Jack. But the cool thing is that Ooma Office provides online support 24/7. Whether you prefer to communicate via chats or calls, there is also an area of solved FAQs around setup, pricing, advanced setup, and more. You'll also find help through resources like user manuals, videos, and forums where you will get troubleshooting tips on how to use the voice over IP service without glitches. And so whether your agents are at the office or let's say working from their homes, they can also use the Ooma Office voice over IP service anytime via its mobile app All you need is to stay all you'll need to stay is to stay connected to the internet. Also, features like ring groups and call transfers will ensure everyone assigned gets the call. That way, there's someone available to take each call. So that's really good, and we love the security measures that Ooma Office has. Basically, you can actually trust Ooma Office to keep your communications secure. Ooma Office uses government-level encryption technology to secure your data. It also uses Secure Real-Time Transport Protocol (SRTP) to encrypt all audio and video calls. Plus, you'll get full end-to-end encryption when both phone lines use Ooma. So this is really good in terms of the opportunity. In general, using a voice over IP phone, including a voice over IP cell phone, is very secure. So whether you use Ooma Office or another player, you will have a certain level of credibility and safety there. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I just spoke to you about Ooma Office, and the big question is this voice over IP service worth it or not? So let's quickly recap here. I gave you the presentation, the assessment, the pricing, the value added, the rivals, and the verdict, and now the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.